The hearing will come to order, and I want to thank our witnesses. I'll introduce you in a bit, and we'll swear you in a bit. But I'm going to give a brief opening statement, followed by Senator Feinstein, Senator Cornyn, Senator Durbin, who chair the Immigration Subcommittee. So today, we're here at the request of our Democratic colleagues to have a hearing surrounding the death of 7-year-old Jacqueline McQuinn. I hope I said the name right, 8-year-old Felipe Alonso Gomez, and we want to hear about their passing and custody. And we will be hearing from Commissioner McLean, Mr. Ballard, Mr. Fisher, Dr. Linton, who I'll introduce in a bit. But to my Democratic colleagues, all of us share the desire to find out how to make sure that children that we have custody of are well taken care of, and that we avoid injury and death to the fullest extent possible. And I promise you that if there are things to be changed, we will change them. I've looked at this, I've listened to the people in charge, and I think they acted responsibly, and that's what we're here today to make sure we test that concept. But there's another side of this story, and that is that the Customs and Border Protection has a job to do to protect our nation, our citizens, our loved ones. With a record number of illegal immigrants crossing each year, we are facing a crisis at the southern border. And these CBP agents are on the front lines. You're the soldiers in the fight. There is no doubt that we face unprecedented border security and humanitarian challenges today at our southern border. Now, I want to be direct. Contrary to what some political opponents and media outlets claim, the situation at our southern border is dangerous and growing worse. It's not a hoax. It's not a manufactured crisis. It's not a cable television ploy. It is real, it is serious, it is a threat, and it poses a direct challenge to the safety and security of the citizens of the United States. To believe otherwise is to deny reality and ignore the facts. And here are the facts from the first 5 months of 2019. A 55% increase in the number of unaccompanied minors apprehended at the border over the same period of time last year. 340% increase in the number of family units apprehended during the same time last year. The American taxpayers are absorbing the effect of this crisis. The cost to the American taxpayer of housing an unaccompanied minor is $375 per day on average, and in some circumstances can go up to $850. The cost per year for an unaccompanied minor is $136,875. As of January the 4th, 2019, there were 11,981 children in our custody as unaccompanied minors, making it a $1.6 billion a year obligation if nothing changes. It is no coincidence that two groups, unaccompanied minors and family units, are crossing the border at an alarming rate. Our immigration laws require that both unaccompanied children and family units be released into the interior of the United States after apprehension. Let me say that again. Why are so many coming? They understand if they get here, they almost always get released. There are about 45,000 bed spaces. We're on track to apprehend in 2019 640,000 illegal immigrants. Do the math. If you're an unaccompanied minor and you make it to America after 20 days, the Border Patrol hands you over to Labor HHS, and only 2% of unaccompanied minors ever go back to the country where they came from. So imagine being a parent, sending your kid on this journey, the dangers they face, but it must be so bad that they're willing to accept those dangers, because if they get to America, you got a 98% chance that your child will be in America forever. If you're a family coming, and you get apprehended. Your chance of staying is really high. I don't blame the people coming as much as I blame us. We have created a system that is enticing people to do very dangerous things, paying coyotes, doing all kind of horrible things to get here because our laws are a magnet for people to continue to come. And if we don't fix it now, it only gets worse later. So there are two real reasons this is happening. The Flores decision requires people to be released after 20 days. The Trafficking Victims Protection Reauthorization Act also prohibits the United States from repatriating people as if they came from Mexico. If you're a Central American unaccompanied minor, we can't send you back to your home. Bottom line is, the Flores decision, putting a time limit on how long we can hold people, leads to their release in the country. And we have a law that treats Central American Triangle Nation children differently if they came from Mexico or Canada, and they're coming by droves. I've worked over a decade with many of my colleagues on this committee to fix this system. If we did not fix these two legal loopholes, then we're only going to continue to fuel the smuggling of persons from the Northern Triangle countries. These laws have incentive for smugglers and everyone else who benefits from illegal immigration. I know from my own personal experience dealing with this issue that we do not have the necessary buy-in from the American people for a solution dealing with illegal immigration of those already in the United States if we cannot convince them there will not be a third wave 20 years from now. The good news is that most Americans are okay with a pathway to citizenship for illegal immigrants who are here, that are non-felons, that are willing to pay a fine for the law they violated, pass an English proficiency exam, go through a criminal background check, and wait their turn, and the wait could be well over a decade. People are okay with that if you can convince them we're not going to have future waves of illegal immigration. You cannot tell them, the American public, that there will not be a third wave unless you fix these two laws and do many other things like E-Verify. So I'm hoping that one day, somehow, we can fix this problem. But to those who serve in the Border Patrol and ICE, you're the good guys and gals, not the bad ones. I know how hard you work, and I can only imagine what it's like to go to work every day and be handed this problem. Not enough beds, not enough capability, not enough capacity, and when you bring the problem up to the Congress, they turn it on you. I'm hoping this hearing will change that. We'll hear about the death of these two children, and we'll work together to find a way to make sure it doesn't happen again to the extent possible. But I also hope, out of this hearing, that we will take some constructive action and, quite frankly, listen to what you have to say as to how we can help you stop this. Bottom line is, this continues, it's like adding a congressional district of illegal immigrants every year. The average congressional district is about 600,000 people. This year alone, we're on track to do 640. This has to stop.